All right. Now we got to lean in here together. Nice smile. That'll give us our first, what do they call it? Profile. Okay. Well, I want to welcome everybody to our new blog. It's a blog that Susan and I have decided to put together to chit-chat, because we do these chit-chats all day long while we're here running around doing this and that. And I just want to tell you thanks and welcome to our blog, and I want to introduce as most of you know, I'm Bill, and this is the lovely Miss Susan. And we are going to be using our house as our backdrop. And as our backdrop, a lot of folks are going to say, wow, you live in a nice place, which we do. And I just want her to describe it for you, so you'll get a chance to kind of know where we are.
Well, we found these plans online. It's a plantation-style home with upstairs outside balconies, also inside balconies. It's got a spiral staircase and plenty of rooms, 5 bedrooms. And a pool outside. Yeah, lots and lots of space, coffered ceilings, chandeliers. It's just beautiful, too. See-through fireplace. It's really nice.
One of the reasons I want you, Susan, to explain it to you, and I don't want people to think that we're trying to brag, because we're not. This is about the Lord's blessing that He has blessed us with. And I tell everybody, if you know the Lord, you know that He says, ask and thou shalt receive. And, God bless Him, because God bless us, because God has been very patient with us. And we asked, and He has provided us with more than we could ever imagine. So if you are not part of a church, I tell you to go on and become part of one, because in the church, that's where the Lord lives. That's His home. And you can do this too, as long as you understand that it's about God and it's not about you. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things here in the next sets of series of blogs we're having here. But we just want to let everybody know we thank you for coming and joining us. Miss Susan is the love of my life. I've known her since I was 14. Unfortunately, she only knew me since I was 16, and that's all right. But we have had an opportunity to spend some wonderful time together. Miss Susan.
Yes, sir.
You want to tell them, we're going to talk about success.
Okay.
We already talked about God, because God prays. Let's talk about life and success. Have you had successes in your life?
Yes, I had success. I thought being third in my class was a big success.
But it was.
I soon
third out of 300.
that knowing how to take tests, knowing how to regurgitate the material that the professors gave you really only made you good at school. Now, I went into a profession where that worked. I went into teaching. And the Chicago public school system rewards you for taking more classes, and they give you more money. And
you got a master's degree?
Yes. They give you more promotions, the more stuff that you do. But it's basically just kind of following directions. It's not necessarily understanding what makes life work. Now, I did some other things in my life that turned out pretty successful, and some other things that didn't.
Well,
but
you also raised 5 lovely children, and those were successes. And just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about me. Some of you know a lot about me, but God knows I've been blessed with success. But my success has come after a whole life of stupidity. I heard that word stupid a lot. I know it's politically incorrect to use the word stupid, but I thought it was my middle name because my mother used it so much toward me. And basically she was trying to get my attention to understand what I was doing was stupid. Now, Ms. Susan, how do I define the word stupid?
As doing something that's against your own self-interest. My mother used to tell me that she used the word stupid to get my attention. Otherwise, I wasn't going to pay attention to her.
Well, I think what they were trying to do for us is to understand that stupid is self-destructive behavior. It's kind of like taking a hammer and hitting yourself upside the head with the hammer. I think we can all agree that's pretty stupid. And there are certain things you can do in your life that is the equivalent of hitting yourself upside the head, suicidal tendencies. And unfortunately, fortunately, we grew up in an era where language was a lot clearer. And they used the word stupid. And they used the word, are you, as my father said, and I heard this a lot, and we're going to use this as a subtitle for this series. He used to say to me all the time, and now this man that loved me dearly, he said, boy, what kind of fool are you? Well, let me tell you, that tells you that there's different types of fools. And I found my foolishness different ways. And he was always saying I was doing things that really hurt myself. So we're going to be talking about stupid. We're going to be talking about foolishness, being, a fool God describes in the Bible. There is a definition of the word fool, of which I know very clearly. And we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about, we talked about our successes, but we're going to also be talking about politics. Now, I know the last couple of years, a year especially, families have divided themselves along politics. Now, our family has been divided, okay? Not us, but let's just say some of our children don't come to Thanksgiving's dinner as often as they come.
Do. They just don't want to agree with what we want to.
Yeah, and let's say I blame us for that because we kind of allowed them to go down the wrong path. But politics is something that it affects all of us, and what we have to understand is that we need to be able to have these conversations, because if not, you're going to do something stupid. Well, you're going to be considered a fool.
We have a friend who's a Catholic priest, and another one who's I think a Lutheran guy. But what they both say is that your politics determines the way that you look at the world.
That's right.
So your religion and your politics should be as one. You shouldn't have a way of thinking about the Lord and God and a different way about thinking about how the world works. We have people who've divided themselves basically into two camps. They're liberals and they're conservatives, and I don't know what that means anymore, but some people think that we should be politically correct and never hurt anybody's feelings and give the same amount of stuff to the same amount of people, and that's not exactly the way it works.
Well, and the preacher that we know that's up at where is he at?
He's in Greenwood.
Yeah, in Greenwood. He says that your religion determines your politics. It's not your politics determine your religion, but your religion determines your politics. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to also talk about our president, Donald Trump, and we're going to talk about our former president, Barack Obama.
Ooh, Obama.
And I think these are conversations that we need to have, because sometimes we talk about who our friends are and who our friends are not. Sometimes people that we think are our friends
aren't really our friends.
Are not our friends. And some people that we think are our enemies are really our friends. And it's amazing how that works. So what we want to do is let everybody understand that we're going to have these conversations, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about what is smart and what is not smart, kind of give you a little taste of it. President Trump has shepherded through our Congress our ability to get a $2,000 decrease in our taxes. In other words, we can keep $2,000 of our money that we weren't able to keep before.
Yes.
And we have our minority leader of the House says that that's only $2,000. That's peanuts. But I don't know about you, but in my house, $2,000 is money. $2,000 over 10 years is $20,000. You can do something with that. So we're going to be talking about that. So we're going to be talking about how this interrelates with our lives, how politics interrelates with our lives, and if it hurt folks' feelings, I'm sorry. My mother did not have a problem calling me